Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Southside Dodge Rebels This Week. It's another jam-packed show. We've got plenty of Hitmen and Cougars highlights. We go behind the scenes at Pond Hockey in Black Falls, and we go behind the scenes also with Justin Weller as we check in with a player profile. But first, let's flash back to last Tuesday right here at the NMAX Centrium and the first of two games this week versus the Calgary Hitmen. Charles Inglis rallies the troops just prior to puck drop. Oddly enough, this was the first visit by the Hitmen to the NMAX Centrium this season. Rebels get the first good scoring chance off the stick of Cody Teal. His shot is stopped by Brandon Glover. Cormier cannot get to the rebound. It remains scoreless. Some sloppy defensive coverage by the Rebels, and a nice pass from Jimmy Bubnik leads to a solid scoring chance for Alex Gogolev. Rebels draw first blood in this one as Turner Elson corrals the puck along the boards. He makes a fantastic pass to Matthew Dumba, who makes no mistake, scoring his 12th of the season. You'll see more from that combo later in the show. Here they make it 1-0 Rebels early in the second period. That lead would last all of 39 seconds as the Hitmen would come streaking in on Devin Dubik. Joe Cornelson jams home Greg Chase's rebound to make it a 1-1 game. Dumba comes close to restoring the one-goal lead. He beats Glover with the wrister, but ends up hitting iron. The Hitmen end up coming the other way. Some great passing between Cody Sylvester and Alex Gogolev, who ends the play with his 17th of the season. 2-1 Calgary at that point, and they would pull away with it in the third. Greg Chase fires on Dubik. The rebound comes right to Chase Clayton, who somehow gets it through the 5-hole. 3-1 Hitmen early in the third. Scary play here as Charles Inglis is drilled from behind into the boards by Spencer Humphreys. Inglis gets up and goes after the first player he sees, who ends up being Peter Kosterman. Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt here. Hate seeing dangerous play like that. Hitmen stretch their lead to 4-1 when Sylvester takes advantage of more sloppy coverage by the Rebels. He finds Gogolev for his second of the game at 9:47 of the third. Greg Chase would add one more for the Hitmen as he converts on a rebound from a wraparound try by Victor Rask. 5-1 would be your final score in a dismal night for the Rebels.
It was probably our worst game of the year. I thought we were brutal outside the first or the last 8 minutes of the first period. I thought that, we got our feet moving and got going a little bit. I thought we had a slow start. I thought we had a decent start to the second period, scored the first goal, and then we just handed the game right back to them.
The Rebels' effort in this game matched the weather outside, cold and miserable. Now that game resulted in a good old-fashioned bag skate for the Rebels last Wednesday. And then after 2 more days of practice, the Prince George Cougars visited the NMAX Centrium. It was the first game between these two teams since the Charles Inglis-Dalton Seawalk trade on December 29th. It just wouldn't be a good show if we didn't show you a Matthew Dumba hit. Cougars working on their second power play of the first period, cough it up, leading to a 2-0 for the Rebels. Turner Elson works it to perfection with Dumba, who puts home his 14th of the season, one of the prettiest goals of the year for the Rebels, and it makes it 1-0. Inglis comes close to making it 2-0, but his howitzer rings off the crossbar. After Elson set up Dumba in the first, Matthew repays the favor, teeing it up for Turner to score his 15th of the year. The Calgary Flames prospect makes it 2-0 Rebels at that point. Then Dumba and Elson combine their forces to set up captain Adam Kambites. He puts home his own rebound past Devin Fordyce for a 3-0 lead early in the third. Cougars get on the board thanks to a lucky bounce. Cody Carlson's point shot hits the stick of Colton Mayer. The puck floats up and over the shoulder of Devin Dubik. That made it 3-1. Alex Petrovic later unleashes with a great hit on Reed Jackson in the corner. A perfectly clean hit. Sadly, it leads to Petrovic dropping the mitts with Jesse Forsberg. A bit of rope-a-dope here by Petro as he lets Forsberg swing wildly before landing a series of solid uppercuts. Rebels stretch their lead to 4-1 when Fortis makes the save off Joel Hamilton, but he can't hang on to it. That allows Chad Robinson to score into an open cage. For Robinson, that's his 6th of the season. Red Deer gets one more in this one. Puck bouncing in front of the Cougars' net. Elson eventually finds it and collects his 2nd goal of the night. 4th point of the game, 5-1 Rebels. Cougars don't go down quietly, though, as Jordan Tkach goes toe-to-toe with Cody Teal. The young Rebels blue liner does pretty well in this one. He drives home the end result of this game, a 5-1 Rebels victory.
Third period hit there. That third goal was a big goal for us, and I thought through the third period we really got moving and started playing like we can, where we were a little looser. We had some fluidity. We were moving. We're moving the puck stick to stick. So I think it was a game where we got better and something to build off for sure.
I felt good. I felt like we had a good hard week of practicing. I felt like my legs were there for the whole entire game this time, and I just felt like I had the opportunities and I bared down on my opportunities, and it felt like a good day.
You know, we need him to be a good player for us. He's capable of that. He's you know, a hard-working guy, and I thought he had that jump in his step tonight. He really had the energy that he normally plays with and that tenacity, and he got rewarded for it. So it was a big night for him.
But I know exactly what I was thinking. I was going to give it back. I wasn't taking the shot and missing.
A spectacular 4-point night for Turner Elson on his way to being first star of the game. Matthew Dumba not so bad himself with 3 points of his own. Neither Inglis or Seawalk factored into the scoring. Obviously not the result Seawalk was hoping for in this game, but he has been a welcome addition to the Cougars lineup, helping anchor their top line. He definitely had plenty of supporters here on Saturday.
This is basically my hometown, coming back here in Red Deer, and it feels good to be back in Central Alberta, but no, we didn't get the outcome we were looking for tonight. It would have been nice to come to Red Deer and beat my boys, but you know, we couldn't pull it out tonight.
Certainly a much happier night for Inglis as he helps the Rebels pick up 2 important points against the team that sent him home early in December.
It's a bit emotional, you know, you're really excited because a lot of guys in that dressing room I got along real well with, and it was good to see him before the game. I saw him a little bit at check-in there, and then I just told him that friends were off until after the game, so it was good. We had a good battle out there, and we came out on the good side of things.
Plenty more coming up after the break, including highlights from Sunday's game in Calgary, highlights from Pond Hockey in Blackfalds, and a player profile as well. We'll be right back. Southside Dodge Rebels This Week is presented by Southside Dodge Chrysler Jeep in Red Deer, Alberta. Welcome back to the show. This past Sunday, the Rebels tangled with the Calgary Hitmen for the second time this week. This time, it was at the Saddle Dome. Hitmen get off to a quick start just 5 minutes in. Trevor Cheek brings the puck out while shorthanded, comes in on Dubik, who makes the save, but Cheek falls into the goalie after being tripped up. That makes it easy for Chase Clayton to give Calgary a 1-0 lead. To the second period, on a power play of their own, Calgary goes up 2-0. Clayton cashes in on another rebound for his second of the game and 10th of the year. Rebels trail by 2 through 40. They get one back early in the third, just 40 seconds in on the power play. Petrovic and Dumba go back and forth with it. Dumba then unloads for his 14th of the year past Chris Dreger. That's Matty's third goal in as many games. Colton Mayer then leads the rush and sets up Charles Inglis, but Dreger is there with the left pad to turn it away. Calgary restores its 2-goal lead thanks to some great passing work. It ends up with Jimmy Bubnick tapping home his 21st of the season into an open cage. 3-1 Hitmen. But just over a minute later, Elson with some great work down low sets up Tyson Ness for the one-timer blast past Dreger. Ness gets his 12th of the year, cutting the deficit to 3-2. Ness tries to lead the rush toward another goal, but is stood up at center ice by Colin Bowman. Calgary would put this one to bed in the final minute as Swedish World Junior forward Victor Rask slides his 20th of the year into an empty net. Hitmen beat the Rebels for the second time this week, this time 4-2.
One of those games where you think you should have won because you did so many good things, and it just didn't come out on our side. But this one thing that we've learned here, we got to keep at it and stick with it and keep our commitment level and our work level real high.
The Rebels likely played better in this one than they did at home on Saturday versus Prince George, but a solid goaltending performance by Chris Dreger was the difference. Matthew Dumba, though, continuing his hot scoring streak, the draft-eligible blue liner with 5 points in his last 3 games.
I think more than anything, he's really just simplified his game. I think he's a very passionate guy and he wants to be a difference. But sometimes, as you move on at this level and beyond, even more so at the next level, sometimes less is more, especially as a defenseman. And I think his last couple of games, he's played very assertively, but he's kept his game simple. He's not trying to rush the puck every time he gets it. He's just getting shots through the net. He's making a good first pass. He's finding the open man.
I think that little bit of a slump was good for me, though. I worked my way out of it, and now I'm really preparing and focusing more than ever. And I think it's really shown in my game the last 2 weeks, I guess. I've been playing really well and being engaged and assertive out there.
The Rebels continuing their desperate chase for the 8th and final playoff spot. They're 4 points behind Brandon with 2 games at hand. John Person still leads the Rebels with 40 points on the season. Turner Elson comes in at 35. Colton Mayer continues his scoring ways now at 33. Here's what's coming up this week for the Rebels. Wednesday night, they host Don Hay and the Vancouver Giants starting at 7. On Friday night, the CHL leading Tri-City Americans pay a visit. And then on Saturday, it is 80s night as the Rebels play that important home game versus the Brandon Wheat Kings.
Our focus right now is Wednesday's game because we got to play Wednesday's game before we get to the weekend. And if we don't take care of Wednesday's game, the points on the weekend won't matter. So. But definitely looking at those points against Brandon, that is an opportunity for us to. It's a 4-point game. It's a big game for us. So we're going to try to build into this weekend and set ourselves up to possibly make a move in the standings.
The Rebels continued with an annual tradition this past Thursday as a number of the boys ventured out to Blackfalds for this year's first edition of NMAX Rinklater Pond Hockey.
Tonight we brought the Red Deer Rebels here to Blackfalds, and we have the 3 Atom level teams, and they're going to basically skate on the ice and do a little bit of shinny.
They're excited about it, about getting things signed and going out and playing, and they think they're going to win. They're going to beat them, but no, they're really excited about it. I think that the one thing that they learn is that they're just regular people. They're highly skilled hockey players. It probably makes it a reality for some of them to go, geez, I think I could do that, right? If I work hard and I do all the things that and watch them and do that type of stuff. They're regular people who just happen to have a skill and work very hard at it. So I think that they'll be that connection as well.
We always go to their games and watch them play, and now we actually get to play with them. So it's going to be really exciting and then there's Matt Dumba here, and we always like watching him.
Seeing all the smiles on their faces, they're all getting so excited to come out here and play with us, and it's really nice to see that.
They're more skilled, they're going to teach us a lot, and it's going to be fun.
We'll both learn a bit, but probably us from them, just how they enjoy the game, and they're having fun, and we all came up like this, and we love doing it, and it's something that everyone will enjoy.
Really awesome because it's just our team and their team, and if we have a scrimmage, I think they're going to win because they're the Rebels.
I just remember when I was a kid, different hockey schools, they'd always bring out some guys that played either like junior A or in the Western Hockey League, and I just looked up to them so much, and it just every time they said something to me and tried to help me out, I just took it right to heart, and I always remember those moments, so I just want to be there for the kids now.
We continue this week with our series of player profiles. Though he's likely out for the rest of the season with a broken wrist, he remains a valuable part of this Rebels franchise. We go behind the scenes with fifth-year blue liner Justin Weller.
I'm Justin Weller, born and raised in Daysland, Alberta, and this is my 5th year with the Rebels.
Brings it in down the right side with Weller. Pass to Weller. Scores! Justin Weller!
At a younger age, I kind of decided, right around when I started, I loved the game. Before I really got involved in hockey, I always enjoyed playing in my basement, and I kind of had a Fisher Price net I always used to shoot on. So, from a young age, I really I kind of knew that I would want to play hockey when I got older. Not playing hockey in the off season, I enjoy golf, and during the season when we're not playing, I enjoy hanging out with the guys, and we do a lot of gaming during the year. So I enjoy stuff like that, just hanging out with friends and just relaxing.
In the neutral zone, Nybrandt run over by Weller.
Something that the average person probably wouldn't know about me. I'm a little bit shy at first, I guess. It takes me a little while to warm up to new people. It was a pretty quick transition for me coming into the Dub. I played my 16-year-old year, so I came right out of midget AAA. So it wasn't an easy transition at all, but it was fairly quick for me.
Well, that about does it for this week's show. Thanks, as always, for watching. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter, on Facebook, and our website, rebelsthisweek.com. We'll see you next time.